Oh yes, and do not have that running through. Do not want to get copyright claimed. Okay. And I think we're good. After I had to panic stop Spotify from playing Shaman's Harvest. I was like, oh god. Usually I'm a lot better at doing that sort of stuff. This is a little bit impromptu because I was doing stuff anyway and thought, well, you know what? Why don't I just stream it? Because I've kind of got a little bit further than... Yeah, I've been playing a bit of this week. I should. Right, come on. Let's do the thing. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome back to Fortresscraft Evolved. A game that YouTube doesn't know exists. It knows Infiniminer and Minecraft, obviously, and Fortress Fury, I think, was on there, or something or other. But no, it doesn't know this game. This is a factory builder that kind of, I think, it slips under most people's radars because the visual style is very Minecraft. And there's a reason for that. It's inspired by Buildcraft, which is a mod, which for Minecraft back in the day, that used to be the mod that people played. You know, and I remember the days of fiddling around with my jar files to get Buildcraft and Industrial Craft on Minecraft. And this was born out of that. This was born out of that idea, much like Factorio was also inspired by Buildcraft. But they obviously took different directions. This one came out, I think, about 4 years earlier, 4 years before Factorio did. And this was very much a, hey, let's just build that sort of Minecraft style of building stuff and combine it with a factory builder. And I think it worked really well, whereas obviously Factorio went down sort of the top-down route. The result is that you get a little bit of more... a feel for what how big some of your factories are. Right. Reason why my Spiderbot's not doing anything. Welcome to Spiderbot. He needs power in order to run, and I'm hoping I've got some lithium cells on me, and I don't think I do. Okay, it's very likely that I'm going to lose this this run because I don't think I've got any lithium on me. Because I'm using it all at the moment to make that stuff. Fine, we'll make do. But this is ultimately one of my big problems at the moment. Most of my other stuff is currently automated. Lithium's not, and lithium is needed for a lot of things. Pretty much everything that requires power needs lithium in some way, even if it's just that I need to build lasers and energy cubes to actually power them. But unfortunately, I'm also doing some research. This is everything. Everything is very bodged together still in this area. There's a lot of that'll do systems, and yeah, that's one of them. As soon as I've got enough there. Just redirect those over. So, what is this game? So, factory builder, very much like Satisfactory, that sort of thing. 3D factory builder with Minecraft style visuals. Slightly more realistic feel to the graphics, obviously. It looks quite dated because it is. But the cream of this game is, at the end of the day, it's a really good factory builder. And it's got an awful lot of things like elevators, trains, and there's an awful lot more just going on under the hood that you don't expect for something that looks like this. So we've got this little, so we've got enemies that every so often they try to destroy our central node. There is a version where if you have the node destroyed, it does mess around with your power and even like an Iron Man sort of mode. Whereas if you lose your core, you lose the game. Hardcore. So yeah, so we've got that. We've got other things that aren't necessarily obviously enemies, and we'll wander over and have a look at how my obviously not an enemy is getting on. So there's things that will sort of what are called camo bots, which will wander over and they'll look like cubes. They're not cubes, and they'll suck your power up. Suck your power up. The other one is this one, the hive mind. So this is not an enemy at the moment. It's fine. It's just a sort of a big thing of resin. In there is a brain in the middle of that, which I can scan if I can get to it. And what this stuff is doing is that it's ablating and destroying and turning the liquefied resin into refined liquid resin, and that will eventually be used in recipes, but primarily for fuel. Now, if I let these go unchecked, they grow, and you get more and more of them, which is fine, as they're just out here. But imagine, if you let one of these go unchecked, and the way that you let them go unchecked is by feeding them. There's these little thing called Mylox, I think they're Mylox, that latch onto your underground conveyor belts, and they eat the resources, and they funnel that into the hive minds. These things, and they grow exponentially. So even though it's that far away from my base, if I actually fed it, there's a big worm thing there. If I fed it, then it could actually start consuming the base, and it does. It destroys blocks in its path, and yeah, you can basically lose your base because you didn't look after your belts properly. So yeah, it's a very interesting game in that it's surprisingly more detailed, and there's an awful lot more going on. Besides the, it really is one of those games of don't judge the book by its cover, because actually it's a really good game once you get past the fact that the graphics are dated, because they are. It's kind of like Empyrean in that respect as well. Empyrean's a really good sort of game, and Stationeers as well. Stationeers has got some fairly simplistic graphics, and once you get past that, actually really good game underneath. Right, I need to power my spider bot, really. So let's get him with some power. Well, spider bot will defend the base once you've got the gun on him, which I've got the gun on him. There he goes. So he's now going to deal with that, plus I've got these gun turrets up as well, so I don't need to hang around. And I can just wander around and pick up all the drops afterwards. And I need the drops because that's used for like useful stuff. Why doesn't this have any PCB? I don't know. Let's just need to get some more lithium. Right, do I do it the boring way? I'll do it the fun way. Right, so there's two ways of currently getting down to the various areas in my base. There's the boring way, which I've got some elevators set up that go down 50 meters each, or I just fall. And I'm just going to fall. So I'm just going to jump down here, and I'm just going to slow myself with my grappling hook. With a little bit of panic at the end. There we go. Down. This is coal. so I can work on this. So this is what I wanted to be working on today, because I'm already working on it anyway, so why not take you along for the ride. These are scrap tracks. That is a camo bot, because I didn't leave a block there, so that is a camo bot. If left unchecked, it'll latch itself to an energy cube or a laser and just sap the power out of it, which is not ideal. But yeah, so the way that I've got it set up is that I've got cargo elevators that are going. There we go. That's also my lock. Don't leave these ones unchecked, because they'll eat your resources. And that's why I've got the turret set up for when I need to actually plug it in. That's why it's not doing anything at the moment. And we'll just take the elevators out through the old tunnels. The old tunnels don't go. They go to where the resources are rather than where I want the elevators to run. So the old tunnels go down as far as titanium. The new tunnels go down incrementally. Right, let's get some lithium in, because I need to finish my research that I've got going there. You just plug stuff into the hoppers and the magic happens there. And I also need to run down, and the energy and the research thing takes a lot of energy. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 10 lasers pointed at it in various respects, just to kind of try and make it have as much power as it needs. This one isn't quite getting the power that it does need, but I'll just give it a little bit of a boost. Right, so rack rails are going to be converted into scrap track for the moment, while I get lithium sorted out so that I can build the lasers that I need to power other stuff. So yeah, so that will go in there. That will get me my scrap track, because I need to finish that. Need to put in an energy cube in the back of this one. I'll also grab some storage hoppers also, and I will also need to grab a laser. The reason why I'm not getting too close to that area, there are worms around there, and I don't particularly want to be eaten. So I'm having to do everything sort of a little bit more remote than I would normally do. And it does mean that I have to get it right, because if I misclick and put it in the wrong place, then I've basically lost it. So having to be a little bit more careful about this, the placement here. What I can also do is put it into the side here. What I need to do is be a little bit careful. That is one of those bomb ones. Is it? No, it's here. Which means that it is here. Just using the blocks as a bit of a guide as to where various things need to go. So I can put a laser here. Then I can put a laser So that's up there. That's fine. Let's just move the laser that way, and then we'll go bring it over there. I think that's the way we do it. And just nipping over here, grab these lithium, throw it into here, then re-aim that belt and put that into there, because I need some more lasers. And yes, this is an absolute mess at the moment. I've got some ideas of how I want to rebuild this. Certainly this area will be a reasonably small wall around it with turrets on the top, and then sort of layer that one out. The factories will be more on the outskirts around here, you know, a different factory for a different thing. Storage, that sort of thing. It should all look quite good when it's finished, and but at the moment there's a lot of stuff that's just lying around. It's a bit like Satisfactory when you sort of first start out. Have I put that in the right place? I think so. Yes, I have. Alright. So next laser needs to go in there. Hopefully there is. There is. Excellent. And that goes up there. So that's just going to give power now to the elevator, which for the purposes of what we're doing here is when we put rack rails in that one, that will build that down. Now, all the rack rails are also being used to make the scrap track at the moment. Though I've probably got enough scrap track now so that any more rack rail that's over here. So these are the elevators that we're building. So they're dropping down each one. Let's give that another bit of juice, and also I would quite like to upgrade that. So that's on remove only, and that's on add only. Just give it a bit more space for cogs and keep this moving a little bit better. Because currently it's not, which means that everything sort of gets backed up down the bottom, which isn't ideal. Certainly that's the sort of an old, again, that's the sort of the old style of elevator, of I just need an elevator to pull resources up reasonably efficiently, so we'll do that. And that can drop that, so that's now automatically building the rails down. I'll need to make sure that that is clear of any obstacles, but that is going to be dropping it quite some way before we hit any obstacles, I think. Actually, I think we might be alright. Oh, wait a minute, I've just jumped down the wrong one. It's this one that we're dropping rails down. But yeah, that one is also clear, so that's fine. Okay, right. Let's complete these rails so that I can start hauling lithium around. So I'm just using the auto build. You hold control and click, and it just builds a line of whatever it is that you've got selected at the time up to the point that where you're standing. It's probably going to be one of those cases where I only just run out. It's fine. There's a little bit of an awkward one here because obviously the copper is a little bit in the way here, but I couldn't be bothered to move the tunnel, so this is where we're at. And in the places where it is a bit dark, I will add some lighting. Right, that one, add into the network ID. Add that cart. Storage. Okay, I can. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I think I might need to add a bit of something. This is going to be lithium, so we'll drop some lithium in here just to make sure that this is. So we stored that. Should all be working? The cart system in this game can be a bit weird, and may just need to. I need to just have a whole load of just poking buttons until it does actually do what I want it to do. Active requested. That's the freight cart depot. Do I need... What's second freight cart depot? Three locations, carts, 1 of 2. It seems to be wanting to connect to a mass storage, which is interesting. So why is there a construction paste in there? I don't know. Also, why is there a camo bot right there? Let's clear away the pests. Right, okay, well that's going to need a bit more poking around. Well, I need to go up, and I don't want to walk, so I'm going up this way instead. The grappling hook works fine at the moment. If I get deeper, it may not work quite so fine. So that's also something to consider. If you're going down into the cold caverns, there's a very good chance that the grappling hook will stop working after your first shot, which can lead to some humorous ends. There we go. That should be enough to finish that up. Now, maybe if we can see if we can get a little bit more power down to the rack railer. Now, currently, power is coming from down here. I could get another laser up here and route it around, which is what I'll probably do. What I should have also probably have done is picked up some lithium while I was down there. Right, we'll just nip down, grab the lithium, finish the research. This may not be a particularly long stream, just because I'm doing some bits and pieces and it's getting to a point where sometimes it's just, sometimes you just need to poke around with... I don't quite have the authority to say, yes, this is why my tracks aren't doing anything. Right, going up this way will get me to... So I need to get laser up here. And see if I can work this one out. So it's on the same network. Is it because I need to load it from the top? I have this strange recollection that it may only load from the top. Okay. Just poke around with assignment filters. Maybe that will prompt things. I've got 2 freight cars. But I don't know exactly why that's not working. Okay, that's gonna need me pulling up a wiki somewhere in order to work out why that's not working. Usually with some pressing buttons and poking around, you can usually work out why some of this stuff. The freight cart system is sort of the one bit which I've always found a little bit strange. Like, which way round is this thing meant to go? I do know that it needs this, set up like this. You can't just like put the things down. Right, I'm gonna. Okay, that's gonna need to be a wiki thing that I need to work out why this isn't putting everything where it should be. It's not that it's not connected. Does it need to be a certain way around? Yeah, I'm not sure why this isn't working. Because that would... Oh, here we go. Station cannot find hopper or mass storage. But there's a hopper there. Aha. Station idle. Freight needs... here we go. We'll give to carts. No sources requested. Storage hopper. Yes, no. Oh, no, it doesn't need to do, it needs to request lithium. Will give to carts. No, that's not. I need to have it take from carts. Right, okay. Maybe if I go to the other end of this and poke around, I can kind of convince it that it wants to work. Really, I mean, piece of design for the next one, which I know that the guy is actually working on a new version of this. Who knows how long that's going to actually take to come to fruition, just because it's a big complicated game and he's one guy. Right, that one is that. That one is that. Station is fully stocked. We'll give to carts. Okay. Now, how do we just need to work out how to now get the storage to this one. Oh, that's another camo bot. I need to deal with this, otherwise it's going to end up being a pain at some point. This one should not be fully stocked. This one is load orders. It wants to load. This is the problem that I've got. It wants to load and I'm not entirely sure how to not make it load. So I can see my inventory from here. With a bit of poking around, I think that's now working, because I requested... Right, yes, I had to change what this one was requesting. So this is requesting 100 lithium ore. So now that is going to send a cart out to go and fetch that, which is great. Okay, so with a bit of poking around, that now works. Right, now, without accidentally flattening myself, let's get some rack rails sorted out for the elevator. I doubt we're going to get the elevator done by the end of the stream. Just because there's a lot. There's a lot of rack rails that need to be put down. So that one is 150 meters deep. So I'm doing in 50-meter increments. So first one goes down 50, second one goes down 100, third one goes down 150, and so on and so forth. As I build the elevators, that's kind of what they're going to be doing. Spiderbot needs power. do I have power to give? I mean, the turrets seem to be doing their job, but even so. So I'm streaming tonight in part because my week is going to be a bit weird, I think. Got some time off, so it's going to be a lot of putting together furniture and all sorts, so streams may be a little bit disrupted this week. In part also, I am planning potentially, it's Black Friday, and that's sort of leached over here for some reason, but I'm not going to complain about it for various reasons. And it's not like in America where people beat one another up over, TVs that are £2 off. First time we did Black Friday, yeah, that did happen, and there are scenes from like a Tesco of people fighting over TVs and stuff. It's a little bit more civilized than that here these days, but it does offer an opportunity potentially for me to give my computer a little bit of an upgrade. The history of this computer is weird and wild, in that the parts of this computer are from, so the case is the case is for my second computer that I built. My first computer was in a sort of bog standard beige case that you get from computer shops. My second case was one that I bought from Thermaltake, full tower case, quite some time ago, and because it is a full tower case and there's lots of room inside, there's been no reason to replace the case, and I'm still not going to replace the case for quite some time, because I would want a full tower tempered glass case, and those things are both quite expensive but also quite heavy. So that's not something that I particularly want to have to move around ever. So yes, I'm not replacing the case for a while. But most of the innards was replaced about 4 years ago. I did the processor, motherboard, RAM. I kept most of the hard drives. I kept the power supply. So I only replaced motherboard, RAM, and processor. Oh, and graphics card. But the graphics card is good. It is good for quite a lot of games. But it is starting to, I think, show its age a little. In that there is always that slight pause that I have when I buy a game of, is this actually going to run? Or it's going to run, but what's the frame rate going to be like? Am I going to have to make visual sacrifices in order to play this game? So it seems like a good time, especially as graphics card prices have gone down quite a bit now. It does seem like a good time to put a 3060 in there. I'm not going to go for a 4060 because they're still quite pricey for what they are. So I'm thinking 3060, I'm thinking doubling the RAM that's in there, and replacing the power supply finally, because I think that needs to be done as well. So that's going to be done later on in the week. So as a result, it may impact. I need to still get the components, but yeah, that may impact my streaming schedule. Just because I'll have to sort of. Not exactly. The only thing that's going to change is the graphics card, really. From a software point of view. So it shouldn't, The challenging bit is going to be, obviously, it's weird. The challenging part is actually the power supply, because the power supply leaches into everything. So I've got to make sure that all the cables go exactly where they need to go. Which, you know, I've got a modular. I've got my my eyes on a modular power supply this time around, because don't just buy a power supply without checking if it's modular or not. That's my top tip for building computers, because the last thing you want is to get the power supply out of the box and find the huge bundle of cables on the end, most of which you will never use, and it causes a mess inside the computer, and then you've got to work out how to tuck the cables that you're not using away, and yeah, not a fan. I am not a fan of that. So yeah, I've got my eyes on a quiet power supply, just because fan noise and all that. There's enough of it already without throwing a power supply. A whole bunch of power supply fan noise as well. So yeah, that's kind of my plan anyway. I don't know if it'll necessarily come to fruition, but certainly there's been things like Once Human, which kind of it needs a bit more power, I think, than my computer can give it. This has been coming on for a long time, and certainly when I saw the specs of Stalker, I thought, I can run this, just. You know, the processor's fine, the RAM's fine, and it's the graphics card that is just, it's starting to show its age, and that's a shame. The 1660 was actually a really good card. Kind of came in at a point between, obviously, between the 10 series and the 20 series. 20 series was actually out when I bought the 1660, but they were so expensive. They were ridiculously expensive for what they were, and the 1660 was quite a nice price for something that would do for the moment. It was always bought as this card will do for now. You know, I never thought I would actually that it would be the card that would stay with the Ryzen forever, because the Ryzen's a really good chip. And the 1660 was always a sort of just of a stopgap. So yeah, yeah. The specs on my description may change at some point. I do feel it's important to have the specs in the description. A lot of people don't have that. So when you see a game played on a channel, you don't know what specs are being used. Now, I was quite impressed with Starfield for running as well as it did on the 1660 on low, and it still looked quite visually impressive. My issues with that game were not one of visual fidelity anyway. My issues with that one was the reason why I stopped playing that game. The big reason why I stopped playing Starfield, I never completed it. It was that I could never finish my quest log. So every time I went out to, you know, sit down and say, right, I'm gonna spend an hour or so just clearing out some of my quest log, I'd clear one off and have 5 more appear. There were just too many quests in that game, and you couldn't ever think, right, I've done my side quests, I can move on, I can finish off the story, because it was just side quest after side quest after side quest. I got bored with it. Where's the rack rails that I just picked up? Or did I already put them in the system? I can't remember. I may have just already put them in the system and forgotten about it. Alright. What this one does need is a little bit of a charge. I need to get some more lasers. NG transmitters. I would quite like to just grab a couple of power cubes, as well as some more Mark 1 NG transmitters, and get some more of those down. In lithium, I'm going to go the long way because I've got to replace some of the lasers that go down here. So yeah, this week is for me is a bit of a week of getting some things done. You know, it's the sales. I think the sales are on this week. Could be wrong. Could be next week actually. I can't remember. Oh well, I'll have to look into that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's on sale anyway, so it's just a case of I might as well just pick it up. Really, there's a whole bunch of early Black Friday stuff going on already anyway. So we'll see. Get rid of this one, especially considering we're going to be getting chopping this lot out, replacing it with lasers, with a laser that goes underneath and around. And it's going to have because there is a laser transmission tunnel that does sort of run through. Right, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to put a defense turret on the top, like so. And these will all be the alloyed space window, because this acts as a full block to walk on, but you can still fire a laser through it, which is good. And then, so the lithium kind of goes up this avenue, up here. Don't really need to worry about that thing too much at the moment, but yeah, we'll get to that one in just a second. So how about we raise that up a little bit. So I think if I put the turrets here, I was going to say no, put it there. That should be in range. Just hold that. Yeah, that should be in range. And then it's down this one. That just cleans it up a bit, and also let's get rid of this thing. Once you wake it up, the turret will know what it's doing. Right, which means that technically I think I can do... No, in there please. I would probably like to have one there as well, but that will do for the moment. I think it would be a good idea to replace this one though, and in fact replace this entire chain as it goes down, if it's not already, which it's not. Oh, damn it. The elevator came down on top of me there. Right, yes, so I can't. So a couple of what's that? What is that doing? And can I optimize this? So that is going down to here. So that's going down to there. So if I have one going down that way, and I could just grab one of the cheap transmitters. Might even be able to change that. I need some lithium bars, of course. I do. Shove a lens in there. That will transmit power a little bit quicker. But that now. Yeah, okay. I'll just need either a cube or a new laser. Or, you know, hook it into the main sort of power drop, but that's not ready yet. Right, that needs more of those. Do I have those? I do have those. Instead of going looking for them. And do we have... Right, that's fine then. Right, I'll go and do that in just a second. I'll see if we've got any more rails for the elevator, and that should then be fine. Really, that needs to be that needs to be expanded. But I don't know how much point there is, considering that this is going to be a fairly main area. So, like, this one pulls out like copper, tin, coal, fairly high stuff. This one's going to be pulling out things more like iron with copper and tin. Copper and tin is quite common, so copper and tin will probably be coming up all of these. This one will be mostly lithium. Let's drop down. Oh, I should have gone down the other way. It's fine. Doesn't matter. The destination is the same, and then we can also just make sure that all this is fine as well. Yeah, so that is dropping off lithium. And that will get another cart up. In fact, can I do add cart? One more. Yep, and that's now got the freight carts in as well. So that's going to be... So freight carts are for ore, whereas the normal carts are for anything, really. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to work out how that one's going to work, because obviously straight lines are desired with these. So yeah, that would be a little bit wild, but yeah, that's all doable. I guess there is a question here of why am I doing this? Why don't I just stick a cargo elevator up here? Mostly because I want to do it this way. That is my cart. They move very slowly, the scrap ones. As soon as I can replace these with proper mine carts, I will. Just because of how slow these ones move, and they don't have much capacity either. So there's no point in like doing all this up properly, because yeah, it's just doing tiny amounts. But let's fix the bit that we need to fix. Which will be this one. Let's put a block in, and then that'll be fine. Thinking about it, the power isn't coming from here, is it? It's coming from... This is where I will have to turn this one on. Welcome to the hollow base. Now that it's kind of filled out a little bit more, you can kind of see what's going on a little bit more. So this shows us the factory and where all the supply lines go, where the elevators are, all that sort of thing, so that when you are down doing like all your logistics tunnels, you can see where they all are. So I think there is a power drop somewhere. There. See it? It's there. Doesn't go all the way down yet. I think that's power. That is... Yeah, I think that is a power. That's either... Well, that's either power or elevators, but I think that is power. There's a line that basically comes down here. Yeah, that would be power because that is the power line that goes to iron. So the power doesn't actually come all the way down to 150 yet. That's only going to probably down to 100. That's probably the next thing that I need to investigate. Is the power system, which mean going up to 100. And this is why I'm doing everything sort of ranked out like this. So I know where stuff goes. Oh yeah. This is a bit of an awkward one because there's an iron vein between me and the power setup. So I can just do this. Right, so now we drop this down to 150. Yes, we can just dig straight down. There's no lava down here. Well, not until we get really deep to like the 700 mark. Oh, we've gone too far. So drop that one down. Drop that one down. Just get out of here. Right, yeah, so what this is doing is it's now just clearing me out some space around it. I can also put some torches up. And that just gives adds a bit of light here. We can then pull open our hollow base and work out where we need to dig. We need to dig in this direction, I believe, because this looks like... There we go. Just clear that out. It's close to the hollow base. So obviously the hollow base does kind of make visuals go a little bit weird because it's drawing, essentially it's drawing debug information of your factory onto the screen. So that is going to be my power run for 150. I need to take out this bit of the ceiling. In fact, just take it all out. There we go. Visuals will come later, but yes, that actually allows me to do a power run without needing to go up those stairs, because it will hook into that one. Excellent. So this is a room clearer device, which if I just give it a little bit more juice, it will just, well, it's getting juice from the top. So it does require power, but it will clear a circle of terrain around it and it will go in a few sort of different sort of orbits before it's completed. It'll also obviously expose. It won't destroy any ore in its way, but it will expose it. And doesn't destroy any torches or sort of placed stuff. I don't think it will. It's only stuff that is rock. It basically just removes rock out of your way and creates a nice room. So this is one that I always keep this one on me, and I've also got a one that basically just cuts 3x3 hole upwards. It doesn't do it downwards, so you do actually. It's actually kind of an interesting idea that there is a quarry later on, and one that does just cut. I think it's an 11x11 hole downwards, but that also gets that quarries out all the rock and all the ore as well. Whereas the one that shoots up is just a tight 3x3 hole, so it's perfect for digging your elevator shafts up. But of course, you do still need to get the power down for it. So I think that's it's quite a neat sort of little idea of, yeah, we're not going to make life easy for you. Which of course, something like Buildcraft Quarry, it required you to have a certain amount of diamonds. I believe it was 2 diamond gears and diamond pickaxe, as well as some gold gears and iron and redstone. Yeah, I remember the recipe after all this time, because it was a recipe you do so often. But that again, it didn't say you can just make this with a stone pickaxe or whatever. It was a thing that you had to explore in order to build it and get yourself to a certain level to actually use it effectively. And this is kind of the same in that you have to get down to the point where you can now fire your holes upwards, and it will just clear anything in its path, but also destroy it all. So yeah, it's rather good. Right, I'm gonna cancel that there, and now just sort of start gathering the power out of that. That will update in there we go in a second. Right, so I'd like to get that bit done. If not glassed in, but I would quite like to get the power done. I've probably gone the wrong way technically. It's fine. I'll just grapple up the what will be the elevator shaft. Of course, when the elevator is actually hooked up, I won't be able to do this anymore. I'll have to go the proper way, which will probably be up that elevator shaft, because I probably won't have an elevator in it for a while. Right, so I need, in order to complete this little project, before I sign off for the day, some of them. Some of this would be nice. Oh no, don't use coal, use rock, because I've got loads of that. Do that. Okay. Let's get rid of a little bit more of this rock. Okay. We'll just jump down the elevator shaft again, because it's easier and it will take me close to where I need to go. So this will be really useful and really good when it's done. Certainly there will come a point where it's like, right, this project is mostly done. It's just that I'll have to fill up that rack railer every so often. Now I can go and start off the next few projects. It's never just one project in games like this. It's like, right, I've finished that. What's next? Right, let's do that. Do that. And now shroud that in with a bit of glass, though this one is be a little bit more useful. Technically, what I could do, did I grab a cube? No, I don't. Technically, what I could do later on is change that with a cube, so I can have a T piece here. So can have lasers running that way as well as lasers running this way. This now means that I've got power down to here. And that is also powering that, so I've got some coal. Why do I need coal down here? Mostly so that I can make torches. Just having easy accessibility to torches is rather useful. So yeah, so I've got that in. That's all just doing stuff, and yeah, I think that's quite a good point to end for now. While I'm, doing stuff off cam, the project is basically done now. It's just a case of that. I just need to now drop the rack railers down, put the elevator in, and then that will be pulling out lithium ore out here, and then it will be processed in this area here. And yeah, and everything will just sort of continue on from there. That needs those pods, which means that I can do a quick fiddle around with these. So I bet, right, what is it that this actually needs? Oh, it is actually needs plates. Okay, we'll turn on plates then. Oh yeah, and the other thing that I completely forgot I had, glow sticks. So you can lob some glow sticks, and that will light your way if you don't want to use your torch for whatever reason, like you've run out of power or something. So yeah, that's me done, I think, for now. So there's going to be just an awful lot more poking things around and researching things. The thing that I want to do is probably this. No, it's not that one. I don't know. There's an awful lot of things to research in this. Oh, that one would be really useful because that will get me the BFL 9000, which digs a 5x5 hole horizontally, as well as the geological survey, which is used for the precursor to quarries. So that would probably be a useful one, as well as this one. These don't actually do anything, I don't think, actually. I'm not sure. There's some room stuff which never really quite came to fruition. So anyway, I'm going to end. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.